Hello everyone, this is Kinjal Parmar. Today we will start second chapter combinational digital circuits in which today we will discuss logic function. So first let's start with the digital circuit. Digital circuit. Digital circuits are a collection of devices that performs logical operations on two logical states. Two logical states that means logic 1 and logic 0. Digital circuit is a hardware component that manipulates binary information and implemented using transistor and interconnection in integrated circuit. Basically, digital circuit is a hardware component that manipulates binary information. Types of digital circuit. There are two types of digital circuit. First, combinational digital circuit and sequential digital circuit. Combinational digital circuit means in which present output depends only on present input condition. In combinational digital circuit, present output depends only on present input condition. That means whatever you give input for a present condition, you have an output for that condition only. In a sequential digital circuit, present output depends on a present input as well as past input condition. Sequential digital circuit means present output depends on present input as well as past input conditions. So here are the types of digital circuit. In this chapter, we have to discuss combinational digital circuit. So let's start. Combinational digital circuits. Combinational digital circuits are memoryless digital logic circuits whose output at any instant of time depends only on the combination of its inputs. That means in a combinational digital circuit, present output depends on present input condition at any instant of time. And as here we don't need any memory for storing past condition, so here combinational digital circuits are memoryless digital logic circuits. A combinational circuit consists of an input variable, logic gates and output variable. A combinational circuit consists of input variable, logic gates and output variables. Here is the basic block diagram of combinational circuit. Here an inputs and this combinational circuit can be implemented using logical gates, and we have a M output condition. Here whatever you give input and according to combinational circuit we have a output. So this is how combinational digital circuit works. We have a output only for present input condition. For n input variable, there are 2 raised to n possible combination of binary input values. That means for 4 input variables, we have a 2 raised to 4. That means total 16 possible combination for binary input values. For each possible input combination, there is one and only one possible output combination. That means for each possible input combination, there is one and only one possible output combination. For example, if we use 4 input condition, then we have a 2 raised to 4, total 16 possible input condition, and for each and every 16 possible we have a one and only one possible output for given conditions. A combinational circuit also can be described by M Boolean function or logical function. To know the behavior of any combinational circuit, here we have to describe a Boolean function or says logical function, one for each output variable. That means whatever we have a output, we have to write output equation which is known as a logical equation for given combinational circuit. Each output function is expressed in terms of an input variable. So here if we have a output function, so we have to write that output function according to or says in terms of an input variable. So whatever we have a input condition, according to that we have a output condition, and to relate this output function with the an input condition, we have to express this with the help of expression. So here we require logical functions to represent a function of any combinational digital circuit. The analysis of a combinational circuit requires logic function that circuit implements. Analysis of a combinational circuit requires logic function that the circuit can implement. So here we require a logic function to represent relation between output and input condition, and using this logical function we can implement this combinational circuit using input conditions. So let's discuss what is logical function. Logic function. A logic function expresses the logical relationship between binary variables and is evaluated by determining the binary values of the expression for all possible values of the variables. Here logical function express logical relationship between binary variables and is evaluated by determining binary value of the expression for all possible values of the variable. So basically logic function gives logical relationship between input and output condition. Logic function described by an algebraic expression consists of a binary variables, the constant 0 and 1, and the logical operation symbol. That means what are the logical operations are performed on that binary variables are represented by a logic function. The three ways of specifying the logic function. First, Boolean algebra. Algebraic expression showing the operation of the logic circuit for each input variable, either true or false, that result in a logic 1 output. Here we have a logical expression, that means algebraic expression to show that for any input condition we have a output 1 or 0. According to that we have a expression for our logic 1 output condition. The next way to represent logic function is truth table. A truth table defines the function of logic gates by providing all the output state in a tabular form for each possible combination of input variables. A truth table defines the logical function of any circuit or say specifically logic gates by providing all the output state in a tabular form for each possible combination of input variables. So in truth table we represent logical relationship between output and input in form of tabular form. Logic diagram, a graphical representation of a logic circuit that shows the wiring and connection of each individual logic gates derived from logic function. So to represent logic function, we can use logic diagram to represent logical relationship between input and output. So this is how we can specify logic function using these three ways: Boolean algebra in form of algebraic expression, truth table in form of tabular form, logic diagram, that means graphical representation. Here representation of logic function. A logic function can be represented in following form: canonical form of logic function as a sum of minterm or as product of maxterm. Standard form, a logic function as sum of product or as product of sum. Third, non-standard form, a logic function neither in a sum of product nor in a product of sum. So this is how using this form we can represent any kind of logic function. So let's discuss one by one what is canonical form, standard form and non-standard form. Canonical form, the logic function expressed as a sum of minterms or product of maxterm are said to be in canonical form. The n variables forming an n term, n variables forming an n term with each variable being primed or unprimed. Prime means that means we represent variable as a complemented form or says inverted form. For example, x dash, y dash, z dash. These are known as a prime term or unprimed. That means normal variable x, y, z. So this with each variable being primed or unprimed provide 2 raised to n possible combinations called minterm or says standard products. The n variable forming and n term is known as a minterm or standard products. The n variables forming OR term, the n variables forming an OR term with each variable being primed or unprimed provide 2 raised to n possible combinations called maxterm or standard sum. The n variable forming an OR term with each variable being primed or unprimed provide 2 raised to n possible combination called maxterm or standard terms. Here we have a table for minterms and maxterm. So here we take 3 input x, y, z, and for this 3 input we have a total 2 raised to 3, 8 combinations. So here x, y, z total 8 combinations represented. Now for mean term we have to consider n product or says and functions, and for max term we have to consider or functions or says or terms, or that means logical or and that means logical and. In min term for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0 and z is equals to 0, we can represent this variable in form of min terms like x dash, y dash, z dash. Because x is equals to 0, so here we represent as a inverted form like x dash, y is equals to 0, so y dash, z is equals to 0, so z dash. Then for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0 and z is equals to 1, we have a term x dash, y dash, z. As here x and y both are 0, so this term is represented as a x dash, y dash, but z is equals to 1. So here z is represented as a normal variable, so we represent this term as a x dash, y dash, z. And now using this rule, we can define this all minterm for all possible 8 input combinations. Here this minterms is designated by a small m and there is a suffix 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This x, y, z 0, 0, 0, that means this is binary 0. So here we use m suffix 0, then 0, 0, 1. So we have a m1. For 0, 1, 0, which is binary 2. So we represent over here M2. Then for 0, 1, 1, M3, 1, 0, 0, M4, 1, 0, 1, M5, 1, 1, 0, M6 and 1, 1, 1, M7. So this is how we can designate this mean terms in small m condition. For mean terms, we use small m condition. And here term represented as for x, y, z is equals to 0, we have a x dash, y dash, z dash. For 0, 0, 1, we have a x dash, y dash, z. For 0, 1, 0, as y is equals to 1 and x and z is equals to 0, so we have a x dash, y, z dash. As y is equals to 1, so here we represent y as a normal variable and another x and z as a inverted variable. X is equals to 0, y is equals to 1, z is equals to 1. Then here y and z both are 1. So this is represented as a normal variable y, z, and x is equals to 0. So here we represent x dash, y, z. For x is equals to 1, y is equals to 0, z is equals to 0. We have a x, y dash, z dash. Then for x is equals to 1, 0, 1, we have a x, y dash, z dash. Whenever any variable 0, just represent this variable in inverted form. Otherwise, x is equals to 1, then normal form. So for x, y, z, x is equals to 1, y is equals to 1, z is equals to 0. We have a x, y, z dash. And last input condition, x, y, z, 1, 1, 1. This is x, y, z. So simply we can represent all variable in normal form. So this is how minterms can be formed for 3 input condition. Now let's discuss about max term. Here max terms are designated by capital M, and again suffix are similar to this minterm. So for 0, 0, 0, we have a M0, capital M0. For 0, 0, 1, capital M1, M2, M3. Here suffix are used according to this binary patterns. Here we have a decimal equivalence of this binary pattern. Like for 0, 0, 0, we have a M0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, we have a M1, 0, 1, 0, we have a M2, and for last 1, 1, 1, we have a M7. So this is how max term can be designated. Now let's define this term. In for max term, here for max term, this 0 value is represented as a normal variable and 1 is represented as a inverted variable. So this is the difference between minterm and max term. In minterm, we formed this minterm by AND gate, or says by forming this using AND operation. Here in max term, we use OR operation. So this max term can be represented by considering 0 as a normal variable and 1 as an inverted variable. So for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0, z is equals to 0, we have a x plus y plus z. Here for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0, z is equals to 0. We consider all this condition as a normal variable condition. So we have a x plus y plus z dash. Now for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0, z is equals to 1. Here z is equals to 1. So this z is represented as a inverted variable, and for x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0, normal variable. So this combination can be represented as x plus y plus z dash. Then for 0, 1, 0, we have a x plus y dash plus z. Then for 0, 1, 1, x normal variable, y and z as an inverted variable. So x plus y dash plus z dash, then x dash plus y plus z dash, then x dash plus y plus z dash. For x is equals to 1, y is equals to 1, z is equals to 0, we have a x dash plus y dash plus z. Then for x is equals to 1, y is equals to 1 and z is equals to 1, we have a x dash, y dash plus z dash. As x is equals to 1, y is equals to 1 and z is equals to 1 is represented by in max term like inverted form. So we have to use over here x dash, y dash, z dash. So this is the difference between minterm and max term. How we can represent minterm and how we can represent this combination in max term are defined in this table. In minterm we use AND operation, in max term we use OR operation. In min term, 0 is represented as a inverted form and 1 is represented as a normal form. And for max term, 0 is represented like normal form and 1 is represented as an inverted form. So this is the difference between min term and max term. Now, how using this min term and max term we can define logical functions in canonical form. This will be discussed in next session. Thank you.